One more for safety. Why, hello everybody, and today is Friday, November 29th, and we are just south of downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. Our plan today is to walk Jefferson to the north and not get too horribly covered in snow. Some pretty strong lake effect flurries coming through. The wind is calmed down, and the temperature is sitting at, I believe, approximately -4 or 5 Celsius. I believe that sits at about 25 or 26 Fahrenheit. Well, that's all, both of those numbers are kind of off the cuff. I'll put on screen how close I get it. As you can see, the snowfall is coming down in quite large lake effect like flakes now. There was a moment earlier where it was coming down a little heavier even than you see here. And my gimbal's out of balance. Hang on. I have ice forming on the gimbal, which is causing it to go out of balance. Sorry for that jostle. We are still using the old school counterweight gimbal. As we pass Highland on our way up Jefferson into the downtown area. Depending on how soaked we get, which I'm looking at my backpack already and thinking this is going to be a shorter one. I am already quite covered in snow. If I can get that off before it starts to melt, it won't be so bad. I should check the camera. Gonna brush you off real quick. Oh, nothing really forming on it. Well, let's try that again. Turn you guys around and show you just how much snow is getting on me. Just past the baseball field here. Sorry, switch hands again. Getting used to the weight of the gimbal again. It's lighter with just a smartphone on it, but I think it still weighs about 2.5 pounds. I think our balance is still quite bad. When the road surface is getting quite slick as well. Sorry to stop you guys again and clear some of the snow off the camera. So downtown is about another, Downtown is about another 30 minutes. Maybe a little less, since I'm walking fairly briskly. The large building we're coming up on is the Kent County Health Services building. And the snow's building up again. Sorry, I gotta jostle you. Okay. The phone is warm enough. Unfortunately, the snow is melting on it, which isn't too bad. It's in a waterproof case, but it does mean that there is snow melting on the lens. I also don't have a fourth axis stabilizers, so you will see a little bit of bounce as I walk. I would attempt to cushion that out, but doing a steady cam walk for miles is kind of rough on your body. You can get used to it, but whoop, I'm out of practice. And the camera's tilting again because of the snow or the wind. I'll pause you guys and clean it up. I'll shoot this walk. We might only just get downtown before we start to get horribly wet from all this snow. Just crossing Martin Luther King, or Franklin, in Kent County Human Services building here. Here's a particularly dastardly spot in the sidewalk. There is no good view of the traffic coming out of this parking lot. But you gotta look over your shoulder once and then slide out around the corner. Could really use a big parabolic mirror there. Or at least I don't know, there might be a caution sidewalk sign I can't see. I had almost forgotten the little ritual of dusting the snow off the gimbal. It's been a very long time since I've got a good snow walk in. Sorry. Gotta brush the snow off the top of my head so it doesn't melt there. Should probably brush all of me off, but actually, I guess it's maybe melting. It's hard to tell. This jacket isn't very waterproof. I need to take the expensive technical washing chemicals to it and revive it. I'm not ready to get another one yet. I like my bright patterned Burtons. Look back to the south. One of our local bicycle mechanics here. I believe they're closed for the season though. My microphone earpiece falling out. The other side of the road here, and I'll pop it back in. Oh, I have a lot of editing ahead of me, but this is going to be very pretty, I hope. So there's no snow on the lens. Boy, and there's this big fluffy clumps of snow. It's actually quite warm. I feel quite warm. I don't know what the actual temperature is right now. Oh, and you guys are all covered in snow. Hang on. I'm going to pause again real quick as we get around into this where there isn't wind. So I got to brush myself off. Hang on. I'm going to set you guys down for just a minute. Oh yeah, and the minute I stop walking, I start to feel how cold it actually is. I'm wearing -35 sorrels. They're crappy Chinese sorrels, so they're not quite as, really they're more like -10C maybe. They're good too. But they're really waterproof, so. And I think I paid next to nothing for them compared to what sorrels used to sell for. So, construction site over here, they're adding to the Joan Sachia Children's Rehab Hospital. We're just coming up on Mary Free Bed in the little hospital row here to the south end of downtown. We have two little clusters of hospitals. The Medical Mile, which is to the north. And then this little cluster here over by also quite a few churches and event halls as we continue walking to the north. There goes one of the Silver Line buses. Ooh, and the sidewalk is really slippery now. I have a feeling the temp is dropping as we go along here. The wind is definitely picking up. Oh, and I don't have the headset with the wind muff on it. That's too bad. I try my best, guys. It's really crappy out here. I thought about just leaving the camera home. Just going for a walk just for me. There's the number 2 bus. Headed north and then probably over to the Central Station. They just put this median traffic calming thing in here, which, fair enough. I think it's helped. Definitely makes it look greener and more hospitable. Does make it a little bit harder for cars that are turning. And Trinity Health here as well, as we continue to the north. And you don't see meters down here, but this is all metered parking. For anybody who doesn't know, that's what these numbers on sticks are for. It's actually quite pretty down here at night. All the trees are lit up. Maybe we'll make it down here after hours. Ooh, really slippery road. Sorry, my arms are quite tired. I'm not used to. Ooh, the wind's catching it. I'm not used to carrying the gimbal for this long. It's been a little while. Been out of practice. And the snow is slowed down quite a bit, which is fine. So most people clicking on this is going to be for the first 5 minutes when we were just getting slammed on by snow anyways. That's just YouTube. One of the roundabouts here. If you've noticed, a series of many. Part of why I like walking this. It's a nice walking path because of the roundabouts. You don't have to wait at lights. And we're going to take this Jefferson all the way till it ends. At least this segment. Grand Rapids does have quite a few roads that start and stop. And they're not contiguous. Oh, and I still got snow all over this flipping thing. Throwing it way out of balance. No, that's a one-way, buddy. Oh no, you're not turning down the road. Thought that ambulance was about to turn down the next street up as a one-way. Coming the opposite direction of where she's going. Yeah, and this is all out of whack. Let me brush you guys off. See, is that better? Yeah, the ice is doing really weird things. So I guess these kind of gimbals aren't impervious to the water. It's just throwing my balance off. I first got to probably dry it off and get this ice off of here. It still works, it's just wobbly, which is kind of the opposite of what a gimbal's supposed to do. Museum High School here on the right hand side. Or excuse me, the Public Museum High School. I'm also having to walk really funny because this is slippery. This is the former location of the Grand Rapids Public Museum. Been sitting, mostly being used for storage, I believe, for quite a while, and a couple years ago, they converted it to use it as a high school. So I believe the high school building was in quite bad shape, or quite a few of the school buildings around here were in bad shape and either need to be remodeled or rebuilt. Boy, and every time I say the snow's letting up, it just has to show me that I'm not in charge. At least the wind is less. Oh God, I shouldn't have said that out loud, huh? Let's all look to the west. Yeah, I'd say that's snowy over that way too. So let's turn and head west, because I do not want to walk up this enormous hill. Woo! Probably check. Yeah, there's no snow. Yeah, I think the camera's staying warm enough. It's melting the ice on the lens. If any starts to form. Hopefully my microphone is surviving. St. Cecilia's a music center here. One of the local music schools. And while I would love to walk over, the Grand Rapids Public Library is just there. I am quite sweaty and ready to go into the possible semi-shelter of downtown. Or maybe the snow won't get me quite as bad. Oh, this needs a wipe off. Yeah, that's better. In fact, we might only make it as far as the river and then end the video. Well, you still get to see the... God, I almost called it the Toronto Public Library. Been watching way too much Toronto walkers. The Grand Rapids Public Library here. As the lake effect snow continues to fall, let's at least cut and zigzag this park. Why not? It's so pretty. I almost wonder if I'm ruining it by talking. I'm gonna pause for a sec, zip up my coat, brush my snow off, and then maybe we'll walk quiet for a little while. I don't know if we'll do that all in one video or not, I'm not sure. Okay. That's right, let's be rolling. All right. All right. So we're going to continue walking west over to the Grand River. Grand Rapids Children's Museum just here. As we continue our very snowy walk to the west. See, how am I doing? I don't even want to look at myself. I probably look messy, at least wet. Monument Park here. So we come up on the corner of Leonard and Division, I believe. Oh, and we'll have to wait just a moment for the light. The former home of the UICA here. I believe it's now sitting vacant. Might as well try to get some of this ice off of you guys. And you know what? Let's at least go over to Breonna Taylor Way and walk that to the west, because this will likely have more lights. And if this entire winter is going to be like this, I'm not going to make it out very often, guys. This is rough. There's one of the dash buses. It's now the clockwise and the counterclockwise. Those run circles. They're a free bus that runs between the commuter lots in downtown. Ooh, this is really still quite off center. I'm trying to nudge it. Right. Brick and Porter here, one of the newer brew pubs in the area. I haven't had a chance to try yet, along with House of Wine. Monsoon, it's Vietnamese cuisine. Also, don't know if that's any good or not. Haven't eaten there. This used to be a big fancy grocery kind of gourmet place. Not anymore. And here's our tiny versions of what everybody else calls skyscrapers. The old ones are even prettier, I think. As we continue our walk to the northwest along Breonna Taylor Way. Rosa Parks Circle will be just up on the left. And that is usually where they do ice skating. Sorry, the snow is making my brain freeze. The Grand Rapids African American Museum archives here on Breonna Taylor Way, along with a vault of midnight comic books. And a local mocha, my favorite coffee shop down here, next to Madcap Coffee. And the Grand Rapids Art Museum here as well on Monroe Center. And McKay Tower just in the distance there. McKay Tower, previously the tallest building between Chicago and Detroit in 1983. And it looks like they have the Christmas tree up, but not lit or decorated yet. Oops, sorry. Bumped the camera. And hopefully these lights are showing up on camera. They're a little dim. And the entrance to the Grand Rapids Art Museum here. And I think I'll cross the road here and end on the Grand River. Oh, I have loads of battery left because I am not live streaming. Love it. One of 3 public restrooms downtown here, and this one is closed for the season. I don't know what they do for everybody who skates at Rosa Parks Circle. I don't know if they open that back up again. There's one on Division, there is one here at Rosa Parks, and then the last one is up north at one of the Riverside parks. And that one is definitely closed for the season as well. Wow, and this snow just keeps continuing. We are supposed to get another 2 to 3 inches, 7 to 10 centimeters of this over the next 24 to 48. I'm coming up on snow overload. I think I'm good on snow. gonna keep talking to cover up the music coming from Panera Bread. Z's Bar and K-Rock Karaoke. K-Rock is a Korean barbecue and karaoke place I've yet to try. Ooh, let me brush you guys off. You're getting all snowy. And Z's Bar is a longtime staple. I believe it's pizza and burgers kind of place. But they have quite a cool patio in summer. All right, let's cross. The JW Marriott here. Camera is having a hard time focusing through all this snow. Frankly, I am too. The color balance is all wrong too. I'm not sure what to do about that. I don't get a lot of options. Wow, this snow is really blowing from the west, and this is wet and sticky. This must be a nightmare to drive in. We'll get one quick look at the Grand River before I am completely inundated with snow. It doesn't look much different when it's snowing this hard. Oh, I wish you guys could see as well as I can. This is... Well, there you go. I think this is where we'll end it. I hope you guys enjoyed that walk through downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Window selfie. Well, I guess you can't see just how much snow is on the camera in that. One more for safety. I hope you guys enjoyed that walk through downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Anything in these damn pockets. plants are falling down.